Have you noticed how uncomfortable we've become with silence? I think it's the sound all of us have been craving. The strange thing is, most of us don't even realize we've been trying to drown it out. Let's slow things down just a little. For the next few minutes, there's nowhere else you need to be, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to accomplish. Let's simply wonder what silence has been trying to tell us. Welcome back, beautiful souls, to the Backroad Star. Is the television always on? Music, podcasts, scrolling, notifications. Even when we drive, many of us never experience a moment where nothing is asking for our attention. The moment life becomes still, we reach for something, almost without thinking, almost as though being alone with ourselves has become something to escape. I wonder when that happened. When did every empty moment become something that needed to be filled? I don't think we're really craving more noise. I think we're craving a part of ourselves we've slowly drifted away from. When was the last time you experienced a moment so peaceful you forgot to reach for your phone? Not because someone asked you to, not because you were trying to accomplish anything, simply because for a few moments you were completely in stillness. Maybe it was the steady chorus of crickets on a warm summer night. Maybe it was the soft rain falling across the leaves outside your bedroom window. Maybe it was watching the first stars slowly appear one by one. Feeling the evening breeze without thinking about tomorrow. Maybe it was sitting in the silence of a sanctuary, watching a single candle flicker, lingering in prayer just a little longer. Maybe it was sitting around a campfire long after a conversation ended. Just the steady crackle of the fire and the comfort of not needing to say another word. Have you noticed those moments? They all have something in common. For just a little while, nothing was asking for your attention. And in that space, something else was quietly inviting you, not to become someone different, not to perform, not to accomplish, simply to arrive. Maybe the sound you've been craving has never been missing. Maybe we've simply forgotten how to hear it. I wonder if we've misunderstood what we've been searching for. Maybe it was never the absence of noise. Maybe it was the absence of demands. Think about it. The soft rain falling across the leaves outside your bedroom window. The first sparrows welcoming a spring morning before the rest of the world has even opened their eyes. The steady crackle of a campfire, smoke gently rising in the air, the breeze moving through the golden wheat just before sunset, the distant rumble of thunder rolling across the plains, the gentle rhythm of your own breathing when you finally realize you've slowed down. None of those moments are asking anything from you. They aren't trying to sell you something. They aren't asking for your attention. They simply exist. And somehow, being with them changes something inside us. Not because our problems disappear. There will always be problems of some kind waiting for us. But for a few moments, we stop carrying all of their weight. Some people call these moments meditation. Others call them prayer, reflection, alone time, their favorite part of the day. Honestly, I don't think the name matters, because whatever you choose to call it, you're giving yourself something that's becoming harder to find. A chance to come back to yourself. I've often wondered why we've been shown only one picture of meditation. Someone sitting perfectly still, legs crossed, eyes closed, as though that's the only doorway. I don't believe that. I think these moments have been finding us our entire lives, watching the last colors of a sunset fade beneath the horizon, wrapping your hands around a warm cup of coffee before the day begins asking anything else from you, watching a candle flicker until your thoughts begin to settle, closing your eyes during prayer, only lingering there just a little longer. Maybe the better question isn't, how do I meditate? Maybe the better question is, when do I feel most like myself? When do you forget to look at the clock or to check your phone? When does your breathing slow without you noticing? When do you feel like you've truly come home? I wouldn't begin with someone else's practice. I'd begin by protecting those moments that already seem to restore you, because I have a feeling they've been inviting you back for a very long time. I wonder what those moments have been trying to show us. Have you ever noticed how different you feel after sitting at the lake, listening to the water, the waves slowly lapping the sand? Not because anything around you has changed. The world is still waiting. Your responsibilities are still there. Tomorrow will still come. And yet, something inside you feels different. Why? I don't know the answer for you. For me, those moments let me find the shore within myself and anchor again. Maybe they simply allow us to hear ourselves, letting our shoulders soften, letting our breathing find its own rhythm, letting the thoughts of the world that felt so loud an hour ago lighten, not fixing them, not solving them, just allowing, finding a calm space for them. When did we stop giving ourselves that kind of grace? When was the last time you asked yourself, how am I really doing? Not, what still needs to get done? Not, what does everyone else need from me? Not what's next. Just, how am I? And then, stay long enough to hear your answer. Not the answer you think you should give. Your soul's honest answer. Maybe that's what these moments have been offering us all along. Not another ritual to practice, a place where the answers have enough room to find us. Because awareness doesn't happen when someone else hands us the truth. Awareness begins when we become still enough to recognize our truth. Maybe that's why these moments feel so different, not because they're extraordinary, but because they quietly remind us what it feels like to come home to our souls. Where do you begin? Not by changing your entire life, not by trying to become someone different, not by wondering if you're doing it right. Maybe you begin by protecting one moment, not an hour, not a weekend, one moment. Tomorrow morning, when you get out of bed, leave your phone where it is. Step outside before the world finds you. Look toward the horizon. Feel the morning breeze. Listen to whatever sound greets your new day. And for just a little while, don't ask anything of the moment. Simply receive it. Then notice how different the rest of your day feels. Because some moments only happen once. One sunrise, one conversation, one bedtime story, one graduation, one ordinary Tuesday that someday you'll wish you could have back. Life doesn't always announce its important moments. Sometimes they arrive looking completely ordinary. And if we're always looking somewhere else, we risk missing the very life we prayed for. I think all of us need an anchor, not something that stops the storms. Storms will come. An anchor does something different. It reminds us who we are while the storm passes. Maybe your anchor is prayer. Maybe it's sitting beside a campfire. Maybe it's watching the sunrise. Maybe it's that evening walk as the sun slips below the horizon. It doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It only has to bring you back to yourself. Because the world will always ask for your attention, but these moments will always welcome you back. Back to your breath, back to your thoughts, back to your faith, back to your soul. Maybe that's the sound you've been craving. Tomorrow, protect one moment that belongs to you. One moment where nothing is asking anything from you. Just enough time to remember what it feels like to come home. You are loved. You are safe. You are protected. You are worthy. And I believe in you. Always.